Hello, and welcome back to this show, the show where this happens. Tonight, we will be discussing the differences between The Great Gatsby and The Outsiders, in the sense of social stratification. But first, we have to answer the call for $100 million, given to one caller on the line right now, as long as he can answer one question. Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
Who's this?
I'm asking the questions. I called you.
No, I called you. And you sound like the ugliest son of a gun I've ever heard.
You sound like the physical manifestation of some loser's inner demons.
Well, you look like some loser's inability to confront the reality of his past actions.
If I ever see your stinky mug in my line of sight, I swear I'll knock that smile off your face.
Listen, we don't cotton to freaks around these parts. Scram, weirdo.
Oh yeah? I don't polycotton to coping tropes, even my own. So why don't you split?
Looks like I already did. You're the sad figmentation of my twisted psyche's tragic dividend. You're the me, I'm the real me. You wanna be me?
Kiddo, I was the real me when I was still in my diaper.
Hate to break it to you, but I wore them first. Me beat thee, thy psychopathological hand-you-downs.
So you're the one who stained them.
Whoever found it, browned it.
You'd like to be me, wouldn't me? But it's too late. You snoozer. You loser.
You sleeped, you weeped.
You napper. You get a slapper.
You slumber, a cucumber.
Catch some Z's. You get out of me's.
You slumber, hamburger. I don't want to talk about nothing else.
Listen, this show is not big enough for two metaphysical seekers.
You couldn't seek your way out of a cardboard bag.
Yeah, I know, because it would be an egg. Huh, this guy might be better than me. You're right, I am better than me.
Look, buddy, know when you're defeated. Accept your defecation.
No thanks, stupid man.
Look at you. You look so superficial, you probably judge things by their physical appearance.
Oh yeah? Your mom's so shallow, she probably thought this quip was about her.
You're about as deep as a bowl of soup, and your tongue is about as sharp as a spoon.
Hey, say what you want about me, but lay off the soup.
If you love soup so much, why don't you marry soup?
Because I'm already married to justice.
Yeah, only a blind girl would marry you.
I know everything you're gonna
say, and I know everything you're gonna
don't.
Oh yeah? When your mom was giving you lunch, you thought that when your mom was telling you to toss it, you thought she said oily faucets, because your lunch has diarrhea of the mouth faucet.
Are you so dumb you'd even answer rhetorical questions?
I don't. Do you?
You can play this game all night.
Well, I'm gonna be the bigger man, hang up.
Well, that was interesting. Right now, it's time for our exclusive interview with Mr. Marshall Mathers, also known as Eminem, also known as The Real Slim Shady, also known as Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. We'll follow his transformation from hardcore Gatsby and Outsiders fan to hardcore rapper. This is indeed a pleasure, Marshall. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry, should I call you Marshall or Missy?
Marshall, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Marshall it is then. I hope it wasn't out of line to ask.
No, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, because I wouldn't want you to be offended.
And I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying, alright?
Whatever.
Anyway, thank you for being on the show. We've got a lot to discuss. Anyway, how do you feel about Daisy abandoning Gatsby?
I have felt like killing her before.
Well, obviously we all have. Felt like killing anybody else?
You know, most of my family members.
That's nice. That reminds me, do you feel that you owe some part of your success to your family members along the way?
I don't owe nobody in my family nothing.
You don't owe nobody in your family nothing? Wow, a triple negative. Does that mean you owe somebody in your family something?
It's up to you to decide, you know.
Oh, I almost forgot. I know it's your favorite, so I made you dish soap.
I knew you'd make it.
Before I give it to you, you've got to answer me one question. What is the formula the authors of Gatsby and Outsiders use to contrast social stratification in society?
It's a simple formula.
Alright then, what is it?
You know?
No, I don't know. What is it?
It's easy. I mean, the formula is, first of all, there, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You've got no idea of what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I better just shut up.
Uh-huh. When's the last time you read either of these books?
Last year.
Well, I've been asking a lot of questions here. Are there any questions you'd like to ask?
You know, how many times can you rhyme tearing me apart, breaking my heart?
I have zero idea.
You're being an asshole.
Jeez. Well, I was wondering, why were you at the Academy Awards to pick up your Oscar? Were you comparing social stratification in both the novels?
Yeah.
Bummer. But I do know this. You did show up at the MTV Awards, where you almost got in a fight with Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Were you afraid that a sock puppet was gonna fight you?
You know, that was the way I felt at the time, you know.
Well, I hope you two have patched things up. Is your rap war still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on.
That's too bad. I ran into Triumph recently, and he wanted me to tell you something. That you're a really excellent rapper. For him to poop on. How does that make you feel?
I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily hurt my feelings because I kind of expect it, you know what I'm saying?
So tell me, Marshall, how do you feel about the Constitution?
I feel like, you know, I really believe in freedom of speech. I can't even stress that enough. I feel like, especially artistic expression, you know, I believe an artist should be an artist and be able to say whatever he wants to say, whether you think it's good or bad. You know?
On another note, how do you feel about the score and the music from both the Gatsby and the Outsiders movies?
I just think that it's sissy music.
Really? Then I'd imagine you'd like it.
No, you didn't just say that, you little bitch.
Hey, calm down. I just wanted to talk to you about music and social stratification. I think you're very talented, and you've got a lot of potential for growth. I see your talent as a little acorn seed. And when the seed is planted and watered, and nurtured, and allowed to grow, you know what it eventually becomes?
Fucking tree.
Yeah. Do you think you might possibly have anger issues?
You know, for this fucking whatever, you know.
You've got a little potty mouth, don't you?
I don't believe that nobody cannot swear.
You don't believe that nobody cannot swear? Wow, another triple negative. Does that mean that... never mind. So how do you feel about Will Smith's take on social stratification in both the novels? Well, he believes that Gatsby and Outsiders have similar contrast and class. He believes that Gatsby more visually captures it with settings such as the Valley of Ashes, while Outsiders captures it more within characters and their motives, thoughts, and struggles.
I used to respect Will Smith. And when he came out and started talking about, you know, he dissed the whole gender of rap.
The whole gender of rap? Do you mean genre? I mean, I don't want to second guess you or anything. You are the Oscar award-winning wordsmith. So I assume you're a big fan of the genre of rap then, are you?
That is one of the most influential musics out there.
Very well spoken. Well, speaking of rap, we're gonna have to wrap up this little interview. I'm always free after the show. Maybe you wanna do something later?
We'll get some decent looking dudes and we'll...
No, Marshall. How about we go bowling instead?
All right.
Great. Well, thank you for coming out to the show. And by the way, in case you didn't know, I'm just playing with you. You know I love you.
Right.
We'll be right back. Today truly has been insightful to social stratification within society. While both books use class, money, wealth, both books are able to also differently portray social stratification. While Great Gatsby uses settings, such as the Valley of Ashes, West Egg versus East Egg, and New York City, it rarely does it with characters, as we're pretty much limited to the wealthy, and there are barely any poor people within the book. On the other hand, while The Outsiders only is in the slums and doesn't have any rich scenes, it does contrast characters such as Ponyboy, Bob, Randy, Jeff, all the others. They're able to contrast their motives, what they want to do, how they want to do it, their money, their wealth, how they want to do it, their money, and their wealth. This has truly been awe-inspiring on this show.